In last lecture, what we have completed was about conducting system of heart and how the heart works. Okay, from here lecture number 12 we will see ECG, that means electrocardiogram. ECG is nothing but it is a composite record of action potential produced by all the heart muscles fibers during each heartbeat. That means it records the electrical activity of your heart. Okay, so how it is measured? There are some electrodes which are positioned on the arms, legs, limbs at 6 different positions on the chest. Okay, chest leads, and this records the electrical activity of the heart. The electrocardiograph is nothing but the output which we receive upon generation of electrical activity of that heart. So electrocardiograph is amplifies the heart electrical signals and produces 12 different tracings. It produces 12 different tracing for different combinations of limbs and chest. As these electrodes are placed slightly different or you can say away from each other, so the electrical activity must be different in its different positions. Okay, इसका मतलब ये कि आप जब भी इलेक्ट्रोड्स वगैरह वहाँ पर प्लेस करोगे, जहाँ पर जैसे लेफ्ट हैंड साइड में है, राइट हैंड साइड में है, तो हर एक जो इलेक्ट्रोड है उसका जो इलेक्ट्रिकल एक्टिविटी रहेगा वो डिफरेंट रहेगा. वाई इट विल बी डिफरेंट? जस्ट बिकॉज देर इज अ डिफरेंस इन पोजिशन according to, or you can say relative to, the heart. So how will you measure, or you can say what is the significance of this electrocardiogram? This is you can see that if a conducting pathway is abnormal, you can detect by this ECG. If the heart is enlarged, you can also detect that whether the heart is normal or enlarged, you can detect by this ECG. If certain regions of the hearts are damaged, this can also be detected by ECG. If the cause of the chest pain also can be detected by this ECG machine, or you can say ECG electrocardiogram. Okay, so this is a normal electrocardiogram where these are the waves. These are the waves which represent different phenomena in heart. Okay, for example, this P wave. This is a P wave, and here this region from P, where the P starts and where the P ends, this is known as PR interval. Here it is a point, it is known as PR interval, and you can see there is a long wave, which is known as QRX complex, and there is a T. So this is the normal electrocardiogram which looks like. Okay, so here what P wave indicates, here P wave indicates arterial depolarization. Depolarization का मतलब होता है कॉन्ट्रैक्शन. Depolarization यहाँ पर क्या क्या मीनिंग दे रहा है? कॉन्ट्रैक्शन. So arterial depolarization indicated by this P wave. So this P wave indicates arterial depolarization. PR segment. PR segment, it is nothing but it is a delay at AV node, or you can say arterioventricular नोड. डिले का मतलब ये जो नोड है जहाँ पे ये फ्लैट हो गया है, यहाँ पर कोई भी इलेक्ट्रिकल सिग्नल AV नोड के पास नहीं हो रहा है. दैट्स व्हाई देयर इज नो एक्टिविटी और देयर इज नो पीक इन दिस ग्राफ. सो PR segment is for delay at the arterioventricular node. Here you can see, as I told you, that QRX complex. There it is QRX complex. This QRX complex represents ventricular depolarization. Ventricular depolarization का मतलब क्या? वेंट्रिकल्स जब कॉन्ट्रैक्ट होंगे और जब ब्लड फोर्सफुली अवोर्टा और वेन्स के अंदर, राइट हैंड साइड से वेन्स में जाएगा और लेफ्ट हैंड साइड से आर्टरीज के अंदर जाएगा, तो दैट ventricular depolarization is represented by this QRS complex. Ventricular depolarization का मतलब क्या होता है? Contraction of ventricle. Ventricular depolarization मतलब क्या? Contraction of ventricles. Okay, contraction of ventricles. Here repolarization. Here it is depolarization, so it is repolarization. Repolarization का मतलब होता है that heart is regaining the relaxation form. It is regaining relaxation form. So the T wave here, it is a T wave. This T wave indicates वेंट्रिकुलर रिपोलराइजेशन, यानी वेंट्रिकल्स रिलैक्सेशन फॉर्म में आना शुरू हो गए हैं, दैट दिस टी वेव इंडिकेट्स. ओके, सो दिस लाइन after the T, this line after the T wave is represent isoelectric line. It is known as isoelectric line, that is no electrical activity recorded, and beyond this T point you will see that there is another P. So it is a continuous heartbeat. Our heart beats for 72 times per a minute. Okay, so we will record this 72 segments, or you can say this graph will be recorded in 1 minute. In 1 minute you will record the 72 graph. Okay, so there is no electrical activity at this point. Here you can say this point. Okay, this is electrocardiograph. Here we will see a video which explains that how electrocardiograms are measured or how electrocardiograms are read.
The electrocardiogram, or ECG, is a recording of the heart's electrical activity via leads placed at standardized points on the subject's body. This animation shows how the different ECG waves are produced during a cardiac cycle. The P wave is produced as the electrical impulse travels through the atria, causing them to contract. The P wave corresponds to atrial depolarization. The impulse then travels through the atrioventricular node, producing a flat section on the ECG, known as the PR segment. The PR segment is flat because no current is flowing through the cardiac muscle cells. As the impulse travels from the AV node to the bundle of His and along the upper part of the septum, the Q wave is produced. The passage of the electrical signal through the ventricles produces a large spike, called the QRS complex. The QRS complex is much larger than the P wave because the ventricles are much larger than the atria and so produce more electrical activity. Most of the QRS complex represents depolarization of the left ventricle, which has much greater mass than the right. The impulse remains unchanged for a moment as the ventricles remain depolarized. This gives rise to another flat section called the ST segment. As the impulse fades away and the ventricles repolarize, the T wave is formed. Note, this animation shows the ECG recorded from a lead placed at position V6, one of the standard electrode positions to the left of the heart. Leads at other positions detect the electrical activity of the heart from a different point of view, and therefore produce differently shaped ECGs. As you will see, during atrial fibrillation, the electrical activity of the atria becomes disorganized. As a result, there is no P wave on the ECG of a patient in atrial fibrillation. The absence of P waves is one of the most important features used to diagnose atrial fibrillation.
Okay, so this was the electrocardiogram and how it is read. Now next we will see structure of artery and structure of vein. Arteries, as you know, arteries carries oxygenated blood and vein carries deoxygenated blood. So for every part to receive oxygenated blood, there is a pressure required. There is a pressure, much more pressure required than vein. So if you see that this artery and this vein contains different layers, they contains different layer. आर्टरी और वेन कहते हैं जैसे साफ खून की नली और गंदे खून की नली, जिसको हम लोग कहते हैं आर्टरी कैरीज डीऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड एंड वेन्स कैरीज arteries carries oxygenated blood and veins carries deoxygenated blood. So here you can see this structure or this figure represents artery. Okay, so it contains three layers. The first layer, which is very inside, this layer is known as tunica interna. It is known as tunica interna. Tunica layer, interna means internal layer, is known as tunica interna. Okay, later on tunica interna के बाद there is a layer which is known as tunica media. Media means middle range. Tunica means layer, middle layer is known as tunica media, and the last one, the outer one, is known as tunica externa. Externa means external, tunica means layer. So external layer is known as tunica externa. So there are three layers in both vein and arteries. Okay, there is one difference. There is one difference between this artery and this vein, is that the lumen, the size of the lumen. Lumen means खाली जगह, जहाँ से blood flow होगा वो खाली जगह lumen कहलाती है. ये lumen, it is lined with a cell which is known as endothelium cell. It is lined with endothelium. Both this lumen, vein की lumen और artery की जो lumen है, it is lined with endothelium. But the size of the lumen, the size of the lumen in artery is much more reduced than the vein. Vein का जो ल्यूमेन होता है वो काफ़ी बड़ा होता है बनिस्बत किसके, आर्टरी के. वाई? बिकॉज फॉर फ्लोइंग, फॉर प्रॉपर फंक्शनिंग और फॉर प्रॉपर डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ ऑक्सीजन वी रिक्वायर अ प्रेशर, एंड दिस narrow lumen of artery maintains that pressure or maintains that blood flow which is required by your body. That's why the lumen of the artery is narrow and the lumen of the vein is wider. Okay, and after tunica externa there is a layer, there is a external lamina जिसको कहते हैं external elastic lamina, which is used for which is responsible for elasticity of that blood vessels. Okay, so these blood vessels are elastic in nature. They can expand, and not that much expansion, but they can expand to increase the blood flow. Okay, internal elastic lamina, there is external elastic lamina, and there is a basement membrane also. In endothelium cells there is a basement membrane is present. So there is only one difference in structure wise, that the lumen of the artery is much more narrow than the lumen of vein. This is a structure of capillary. As you know, the capillaries are nothing but they are fine networks of arteries and arterioles and venules. Okay, so venules. So this artery and venules forms and capillary network through which there is the exchange of material takes place. Okay, so this was the structure of artery and vein. Next we will see blood pressure. What is blood pressure? It is defined as the lateral pressure exerted by column of blood against the wall of artery. जो blood pressure walls पे पड़ता है, किसकी walls पे, artery की wall पे जो पड़ता है वो blood pressure कहलाता है, वो जो pressure है वो कहलाता है blood pressure. Okay, how it is measured? It is measured by a device which is known as sphygmomanometer. Sphygmo means pulse, manometer means device to measure pressure. So that's why this is known as sphygmomanometer. And for normal pressure we have systolic pressure as 120 mmHg and diastolic pressure as 80 mmHg. Okay, so this is the structure of your blood pressure apparatus which is known as sphygmomanometer. This is mercury lamp. Here pressure सिस्टोल डायस्टोल यहाँ पर लिखा हुआ है, देखिए. ओके, सिस्टोलिक प्रेशर 120 के आसपास में आता है एंड डायस्टोलिक प्रेशर इट इज अराउंड 80. इट इज एयर बल्ब थ्रू विच एयर इज पास टू दिस बेल्ट एंड the artery gets blocked. When we release the pressure from here, we will receive a sound and we will receive a sound. Okay, so the first sound will indicate systolic pressure and the second one will be diastolic pressure. Factors affecting blood. There are certain factors which affect physiological factors: total blood volume, cardiac output, viscosity, how the blood is thick or thin, neuroendocrine, peripheral resistance, venous return, and elasticity of artery. These all are the factors which affect your blood pressure. Okay, cardiac output, physiological factors. There are neuroendocrine. There are some hormones which are responsible for increasing blood pressure. There are venous return. Okay, so these are the factors which affect your blood pressure. Next, we will see high blood pressure. There are some disorders regarding this blood pressure. High blood pressure is if the pressure is more than 140 mmHg, systolic. We are talking about systolic pressure, and if the diastolic pressure is more than 90 mm of Hg, that means the person is suffering from hypotension. Hypotension is nothing but your high blood pressure. So there are certain causes which are responsible for this high blood pressure. Causes are heredity, that they are transferred from one generation to another generation, that is known as heredity. High intake of salts, if you eat more amount of salt, it increases the blood pressure. Excessive smoking, physical and emotional stress is also responsible for different hypertensions. Obesity, excessively fat, old age, आर्टरीज का ब्लॉक हो जाना, दैट इज आर्टेरियोस्क्लेरोसिस, किडनी डिसीजेस वगैरह के अंदर देयर इज अ हाई ब्लड प्रेशर और यू कैन से हाइपरटेंशन. सिम्टम्स, थ्रोपिंग हेडेक, sweating, palpitations of heart, dizziness, exhaustion. These are the symptoms of that high blood pressure. Complications, it may lead to heart attack, that is myocardial infarction. Heart attack is also known as myocardial infarction. Stroke, cerebrovascular accident leading to paralysis वगैरह भी हो सकता है हाई ब्लड प्रेशर की वजह से. किडनी फेल्यूर, as these nephrons are involved in this filtering of blood, and so that's why the nephritis can also occur. Nephritis, that means inflammation of the nephrons. Rupturing of blood vessels of the eye causing blindness. So these are the complications which are related with high blood pressure. Now low blood pressure, if the pressure systolic pressure is less than 110 mm of Hg and the diastolic pressure is less than 60 mm of Hg, then that the person is suffering from low blood pressure, or you can say hypotension. Okay, there are certain causes: chronic anemia, disorders of nerve, disorders of hormone, that is neuropathy, hypothyroidism, diseases like tuberculosis and cancer वगैरह जो होता है उसकी वजह से लो ब्लड प्रेशर हो सकता है. कॉम्प्लिनेशन, गिडीनेस, syncope, that is temporary loss of consciousness, that you are not aware of what is going around you. So that's why this low blood pressure, or we say that it is hypotension. So next topic is cardiovascular disorders. There are some cardiovascular disorders which are related with your heart. The first disorder we will see about coronary artery disease, which is known as CAD. Coronary artery disease is often referred to atherosclerosis. Atherosclerosis is nothing but narrowing of coronary arteries so that the blood flow of the heart is reduced. Coronary arteries are the arteries. This is coronary artery. This is coronary artery. अब अगर ये coronary artery ब्लॉक हो जाएगी, ब्लॉक किससे हो सकती है? फैट डिपोजिशन से. ओके, फैट डिपोजिशन हो गया, कैल्शियम डिपोजिशन हो गया, तो ये तमाम चीज़ें जब डिपॉजिट हो जाती हैं, ब्लॉक हो जाती हैं, तो देयर इज अ रिड्यूस्ड अमाउंट ऑफ ब्लड सप्लाई टू द हार्ट मसल. Okay, this results in different types of heart muscle diseases, or you can say it leads to muscle damage. Okay, for example, there are symptoms like mild chest pain. Mild chest pain होता है जिसको कहते हैं angina pectoris. Heart attack भी हो सकता है जिसको कहते हैं myocardial infarction. Atherosclerosis refers to the deposition of substance in the lining of artery. You can see it here, 30% blockage, 50% blockage, there is 99% blockage. You can see here that the passage of that artery is getting blocked. If it is getting blocked, blood will never be enter into this region. So this will lead to different types of disorders like angina pectoris, myocardial infarction. Okay, so deposit यहाँ पे जो डिपोजिशंस हैं वो डिपोजिशन किसके हो सकते हैं? कैल्शियम का हो सकता है, फैट का हो सकता है, कोलेस्ट्रॉल एंड फाइब्रस टिश्यूज़, ये तमाम चीज़ें यहाँ पर डिपॉजिट हो सकती हैं. ओके, अब इसकी वजह से क्या होगा? डिपॉजिट हो गया तो जो ल्यूमेन है, जो आर्टरी का जो ल्यूमेन है, जो खाली जगह होती है, इससे पहले के लेक्चर में हम लोगों ने देखा जो ये ल्यूमेन है, ये जो खाली जगह है, यहाँ पर वो चीज़ डिपॉजिट हो जाती है, ये इतने हिस्से में. अब अगर यहाँ पर ये डिपॉजिट हो गया तो यहाँ डिपॉजिट होने के बाद इट विल रिड्यूस द ब्लड फ्लो. अब रिड्यूस कर देगा ब्लड फ्लो तो इट विल लीड टू डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ डिसीजेस. Okay, so angina, what is angina? Angina is nothing but a symptoms of angina. You can say it is also called as angina pectoris. Symptoms, उसकी जो symptoms हैं, acute chest pain when not enough oxygen is available to the heart muscle, there is a chest pain. Okay, so ये जो chest pain होता है उसको कहते हैं angina pectoris, and this chest pain is caused by arteriosclerosis. Arteriosclerosis, as I told you that arteriosclerosis is nothing but deposition of certain calcium, fat or cholesterol molecule in the arteries. Okay, और ये जो चेस्ट पेन है, ये चेस्ट पेन सिर्फ चेस्ट तक लिमिटेड नहीं रहेगा. इट विल लीड टू नेक पेन, लोअर जॉ, लेफ्ट आर्म, लेफ्ट शोल्डर. व्हाई इट इज लेफ्ट? बिकॉज heart is slightly situated on the left side. That's why you feel a pain in left arm and left shoulder. Okay, this is angina. Next, and the last topic of this chapter is lymphatic system. What is lymphatic system? Lymphatic system consists of lymphatic vessels and some organs and tissues. Lymphatic system consists of lymphatic vessels, some organs and tissues. The word lymph means clear water, colorless water or clear water. It is a fluid connective tissue with almost similar composition to blood except RBC. Lymph is blood minus RBC. Here it is written. That means if you remove RBCs from blood, it will become lymph. Fluid from intercellular spaces of the body tissue enters into lymphatic vessels. Fluid from the, here you can see fluid from the lymphatic tissues. here it is cells. यहाँ से जो टिश्यू के अंदर से जो लिक्विड है वो निकल के यहाँ जाएगा, enters into and discharge into the blood vessel, और यहाँ पे blood vessels के अंदर चला जाएगा through a thoracic duct and the region of lymphatic duct. So this is thoracic duct, this is lymphatic vessel or lymphatic duct through which the lymph is going to enter the blood. So this is a lymphatic system. Lymphatic system is mostly involved in defense mechanism in your body. So here we have completed the chapter respiration and circulation. Now next chapter will be control and coordination.